What's up, YouTube baby? I'm back with another video.
Today I just really want to talk about why the 2008 Mustang was kind of crazy for the times. I mean, we're going to go through it. But before we get to the video, if you guys like this type of content, this talking video about Mustangs and imports and stuff like that, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and also
check out the merch.
Check out the merch. We got to do a merch plug, obviously. We stickers, magnets, and also
got some
t-shirts
merch, yeah.
that neither of us are wearing, actually.
Just imagine black shirt with the AVI logo.
Yeah, stitched.
Yep.
But yeah, click the link down there for the merch, but we're going to get right to the video.
Yeah, so this is Tim's video, but I'm kind of here to tag along. He knows more about this stuff, and I'll just be the observer.
Yeah. Maybe we'll have to do a video on the import side, and then I'll have to be an observer. You got to study up. But basically, what I want to talk about in this video is how many different Mustangs you could buy. We went back to 2008, these were all the different Mustangs that you could buy, not including like one-off versions, which are a couple of Mustangs were that I know that you guys are going to comment below. You guys forgot about this one-of-one Mustang from, it was like breast cancer Mustang or something like that. It was one-of-one that sold at Barrett Jackson or something.
You have those?
200,000 or something ridiculous. But let us know about that one. But really, I just want to talk about, like I said, all the Mustangs. So we'll get right to it. Obviously, they had the V6 at the time, which was the entry-level Mustang, which came in the Deluxe, which was like their entry-level V6, even though it called Deluxe, it's the base level. And then also you have the Premium V6. Both of those had 210 horsepower from the factory. So which is kind of crazy to think that 10 years later, in like 2018, the EcoBoost had 100 more. Actually, at that time, I think it was 315. But yeah, 100 more horsepower for the base with a smaller engine in just 10 years, which is crazy to think about. But that ranged from like sub 20,000 for a base. And a lot of these you could get in both convertible and coupe, but I'm not going to mention that just because that's, I guess, an option.
They would have told us in the comments. You forgot the convertibles.
Yeah, you guys forgot it,
no.
So we have to mention this so you guys don't come at us in the comments. So that was one, the V6. And then obviously you have the GT, which is the V8, 4.6 liter V8 with 300 horsepower. So once again, 10 years later, the EcoBoost had more horsepower than the 2008 GT.
Impressive.
With half the size engine, right? Because 4.6 and the EcoBoost is 2.3 liter.
Oh, 2.3, yeah.
So yeah, half the size of the engine with more horsepower. So crazy how far engineering has
come a long way
in 10 years. Also, this is the GT500 of that year, so we'll get to that.
Spoilers.
It's
gonna appear.
So those are the first two, obviously the V6 and the V8, but you guys already knew that watching the video. So now we'll go to one of my favorite Mustangs, actually, surprisingly, is the 2008 Mustang Bullet. Which was the first year that they brought back the Bullet from, let me think.
The 67?
I think the 60s Bullet from the Steve McQueen Bullet movie. They had gone MIA until 2008. And honestly, I was telling my brother about this actually, that the Bullet of 2008 is my favorite Bullet, actually. I think it feels like, besides the original is my favorite, but I feel like it fits the car the most. Like the new Bullet's awesome.
The one that Matt Moran drives is pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. I just feel like it's not...
Doesn't fit the characteristic,
I don't know, I like the Bullet. I like the Bullet a lot more. 2008 was like, you know, it fit the car, I think. It was like kind of muscular and boxy looking a little bit. But yeah, that Mustang had that same 4.6 liter V8 with 315 horsepower, so 15 horsepower up from the GT. And that went for $5,000 more than the GT. These are all base MSRPs, excluding options and all that.
So now we're at the EcoBoost levels, 315 horsepower.
Exactly EcoBoost levels 10 years earlier. And this actually replaced the the Mustang GTH, which was a sponsorship from Hertz. But actually, if we go to the next one, we're going to jump down a little bit. We actually do get the Mustang GTH, which I know you guys are going to comment. They didn't make that in 2008, but they did. They made the convertible one because the demand was so high for the coupes at the time. You know, people were like, bring it back. But they're like, wait, we have a Bullet. We can't really just bring back another car. So what they did is they just made the convertible version. And it was really low production. I want to say somewhere around 500. But the thing was, you couldn't buy this from the factory. Where Hertz bought them all, rented them out as rental cars, and then once they were sold as like a used car, pretty much.
Wow.
But that one actually had 325 horsepower. So once again, another 10 horsepower up, same engine. I personally think it's a little bit of baloney. How can you just get, 5 horsepower, 10 horsepower more out of a car? I don't know. It's just.
I know. I feel like they could have easily maybe like been higher, but they're just kind of like playing with us a little bit.
Yeah, I think they just say
For the
4
future.
more horsepower. Like no one's gonna be able to feel 4 horsepower. I feel like if you put it on a dyno, it'll be pretty close. Let us know if you guys have dynoed these cars. How close are they really? So that's the Shelby GT, or not the Shelby, the Mustang GTH, which is the partnership with Ford. So that's V6, V8, Bullet, GTH convertible. And now we go to the one that I've mistakenly said like 3 times, the Shelby GT, which was originally a step above the GT and below the GT500, kind of that sweet spot where it's not too much horsepower to really handle on the roads, and you'll be able to have fun with this amount of horsepower. And they had 319 horsepower. Same 4.6 liter V8, naturally aspirated. So how many cars is that now that use that V8? 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's actually one more that we'll get to in a little bit. But they actually made, maybe you guys that are watching this that are Mustang enthusiasts might not know, they actually made something called the Shelby GTC in 2008, which was 215 Shelby GTs, but painted in orange, which was pretty cool, I think. So that's something that you guys will probably never see in your life. And if you do, take a picture and email it to us.
What's the C?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, what's the C mean?
I don't know, maybe competition
Carol?
or Carol?
For Shelby?
Whoa,
I don't know.
that would be cool. Let us know in the comments
Connection?
if you guys know.
For a coupe.
But
They're
pretty
all
cool.
cool.
I've never seen one, but now we're definitely going to be on the lookout for them.
Maybe they'll be at the auctions or something.
Yeah, maybe Barrett Jackson or
Yeah.
something. But that's already what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Mustangs in 2008 that are completely different cars,
A lot of
completely different
trims.
horsepowers. In this, once again, not to mention the convertible and the coupe versions of all of these cars with all the options that you could get in all these cars. So it's literally endless possibilities. And we're not even to the real 5.4 liter engine. But we're still not going to be there. We have one more car using that 4.6 engine, and it's the Shelby GT Supercharged. And you guys might not know about this one either. This is not from the factory. You can't just option this as an option. But what happens is you buy a Shelby GT, that 319 horsepower version, and you send it out to Vegas to get Shelby America to attach a supercharger on it. And I believe it was, I don't know, maybe, I wish I knew off the top of my head, like maybe 10 grand or so to get a little more horsepower. You still have that smaller engine than the GT500, but you still have a supercharged V8, which is still pretty cool. So let us know if you guys would rather that one or the next one that we're going to talk about, which is the GT500. This car right here. This is supposedly the true Shelby supercharged V8, same 5.4 liter that's in the Lightning.
Looks good.
Looks good, right?
Yeah.
I think originally I didn't like this styling, but really it's grown on me. I love the rims. I think it looks muscular, but I think it looks good. And I Am Legend fans will know this car from I Am Legend, the first movie, Will Smith driving the red one just like this. So that was cool. But this one has that 5.4 liter, like I mentioned, supercharged with 500 horsepower, which is a lot of horsepower for that time.
Whoa. What was the GT or the Shelby GT Supercharged? Did that have more horsepower than the 5.4?
Less.
Oh.
So it probably had, I should know this off the top of my head, I believe it's like 400 horsepower. It was 390 plus about 100, probably 420 horsepower, maybe somewhere around
I was
there.
reading the Super Snake.
He's spoiling the next one.
Oh, you skipped it on purpose.
I skipped it because that's the Super Snake is
Oh.
an option again to the GT 500 that we were just talking about.
Oh.
But the base MSRP for the GT 500 was $47,000. So you're comparing that with the Shelby GT. It's more than $10,000 more than that Shelby GT. So that's a big step, but you do get almost 200 horsepower.
Wow.
Bigger engine, supercharger. But I know a lot of people might prefer the Shelby GT just because it's you're able to use all the power pretty much for 319 horsepower.
500 horsepower for 2008? That's pretty impressive.
It's pretty impressive for sure.
The new Dark Horse is 500 horsepower.
Exactly,
So.
yeah. So Shelby was doing it back then, and he was still alive to make these cars and have an input on them, so it's a pretty special car. And actually this GT500 is especially special because it was the first time they brought back the GT500 since like the end of the 60s, so pretty cool. Pretty cool. But now we'll go on to...
One that I spoiled?
Not yet.
Oh, not yet. Oh.
Now we're going to go to the GT500, another version of that, which is the KR, which stands for, do you know?
King of the Road.
King of the Road, he knows
Not
it.
King Ranch.
Not King Ranch.
Those are the trucks.
Those GT500 King Ranch, that would be cool. But this is actually something you can buy from the factory. But do you know what the MSRP of this one was?
It was like, I think you told me before, 70,000?
$80,000.
$80,000, whoa.
So that's like crazy money. That's almost double the price of the
back
GT500.
then, that's like 100,000 now.
Easy,
right?
easy, yeah. So what this was is the GT500, 500 horsepower. This one is 540. The reason for the price though, tons of carbon fiber stuff, different exhaust system. I believe it was an H pipe rather than an X pipe, or an X pipe rather than an H pipe. I don't know.
Back.
I should know. Stiffer chassis, short throw shifter, changes done to the engine to make it more powerful. But that gave you an additional 40 horsepower for 540 horsepower, which is a lot of power from the factory. But they actually brought the King of the Road back for this year, or the last year, I guess. The new Shelby GT500 has the King of the Road option. But I believe there's only like 300 made.
Yeah, very limited.
At this year, there was 1,000 for this 2008 year. And then we finally get to the final one, which is an insane car if you really think about it. Once again, no. The Camaro SS, no.
Super Snake.
This one is, oh, that's what you mean,
Yeah.
SS Super Snake. Maybe that's why Camaro used it.
Who knows?
But the Shelby GT500 Super Snake, and this was a crazy, crazy, crazy car for the times. This was, once again, another thing that you sent out to Vegas to have them work on it. But this one was a little bit more customizable, where you could go from anywhere from like 600 horsepower, so still higher than the King of the Road, to like 750 horsepower. Insane, and insane power.
It's like a cheaper mod than the actual King Road?
Than the actual King of the Road, yeah. I think this was anywhere from like, I think $28,000 higher than the GT. So GT was 46 plus 28 is about what, 70,000? But insane money, but insane power. You can get up to 750 horsepower with a bigger, I think it was like a Whipple, I don't even know, 2.5 liter supercharger or something insane. Wow. Bigger than the engine of the EcoBoost nowadays. Which is crazy. The supercharger is bigger than the EcoBoost
That's
engine. Almost
matching the nowadays GT500, right? Almost.
Exactly. Yep. 740 is the new year GT500. Wow. So some crazy stuff being done in 2008 on the Mustang. Like there's so many different variations, anywhere from the base level V6, which is sub $20,000, all the way up to $80,000 with the King of the Road, ranging from 210 horsepower to 750 horsepower with that Super Snake. So just like insane. They were just doing everything. Nowadays you can get the Mach 1 is the Mach 1. I don't even think. No, I think they're done with the Mach 1.
But those are like 480, 470 horsepower.
Yeah,
I think for the NA Coyote. What was the name for this generation? 4.6 liter. Is it also Coyote?
No, I should know. Let us know in the comments. But I know it's the S197 body style. Which actually ran, people don't know this is a little bit off topic, but ran all the way to 2014 with those taillights that we like.
Oh, yeah.
They ran all the way through there with that S197 body. But tons of facelifts. Like I think it went through 3 iterations to get all the way to 2014.
And these prices are going up now. Now you're going to make them go up higher.
I know.
With this video.
If you guys like the video, though, make sure to hit the like button. Once again, check out the merch that we're not wearing. The stickers and the magnets. And let us know in the comments if we missed anything.
How'd you like my commentary of...
comment on Dave's. I think you did pretty good.
Yeah, thanks.
I think you did. And stay tuned for maybe an import one of why the Mitsubishi is crazy in 2008.
Why Mitsubishi should come back.
Well, bring back Mitsubishi.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for supporting us. Hope you guys enjoyed these types of talking videos. Lots of things coming in the spring with the Lightning and the Jeep and the Eclipse. Do you guys even remember the Eclipse? It's coming back.
I see you guys in the comments.
It's coming back. But yeah, thank you guys. And just like that, ADI out.